Hi birders, I've gone over some of the must-know beginner birder terms in this video here. And today I'm going to go over even more birding terms that you should learn if you're new to the birding journey or even if you've been around birding for a little while. I'm Shayna Cossette and you're watching Shayna Cossette Birding. Skulky. This is a term used to describe the behavior of birds that like to stay hidden in thick cover either on the ground or up in the tree canopy. Because of this behavior, birds that are skulky can be tricky to get a clear view of, which makes them a little harder to identify in the field sometimes. This can be especially frustrating for new birders trying to find new species or photographers trying to get a really good picture. Showy. This term is basically the opposite of skulky. A showy bird will not shy away from your presence and will often perch out in the open or in very clear view, allowing for really good looks and great photos. These birds are a birder's dream because they allow you to clearly observe the bird in all of its detail. Pishing. This is a term used to describe a sound that birders can make to try to coax a skulky bird out into the open. You make the sound by saying psh, or pushing air through pursed lips. The idea is to make the bird curious enough about the sound to come and take a closer look and hopefully allow you a chance to identify it. Pishing is a tool that you can use while birding, but be careful not to use it unnecessarily or to overuse it. Any alteration to a bird's behaviors, even those from birders, can be disturbing, especially at sensitive times for birds. This includes nesting and mating season. It is always advisable to minimize disturbance as much as you possibly can to give these birds the best chance of raising the next generation. Fallout. You will most often hear this term related to a large weather system both inland and on the coast. Fallout refers to the behavioral phenomenon of birds taking cover on land, especially in areas where they're not normally found. The oversimplified meaning is that the storm causes the birds to fall out of the sky. Some of the most famous examples are when open ocean pelagic birds show up on the coast of shorelines after a tropical storm, which gives many birders the opportunity to get lifers they might not normally see. This phenomenon also happens inland with large weather systems, precipitation events, and windstorms. LBJ. LBJs, or little brown jobs or little brown jobies, is a collective term used to describe a group of generic small brown birds, typically in the sparrows or songbird groups. When you're first learning bird identification, all of the brown streaky sparrows can look basically identical. And if you're out birding and only see one for a few seconds, you're likely not going to be able to identify it. So some birders would refer to this sighting as saying, "I saw an LBJ." Big year. Now, if you haven't seen the Hollywood movie, which I highly recommend by the way, or have really dove into the world of birding, you might not know that there is a subset of birders who keep track of every single bird that they see for a given time period. Often, they make these lists by year in an attempt to see who can see the most species of birds in a single year for a given area. While some birders participate in a big year to challenge themselves, there is also a subset who are highly competitive, and this competition is mostly for the bragging rights. There are many different types of big years that you can do at many different scales. You can do a big year by your county, province or state, country or continent, and a big year can be as many as 20, 50, 100, or even thousands of birds. It all depends on your area and skill level. Big years do not require proof of the species by either photo or audio, and they operate on the Sportsman's Honor System. It really is an interesting area of the birding world. ABA. I can't talk about a big year without also talking about the ABA, or the American Birding Association. You might have heard of the ABA Rare Bird Alerts and also the ABA What's This Bird Facebook group. The two biggest things for new birders to know about the ABA is they have a committee-approved list of species for those completing a big year and the Big Birding Code of Ethics. The ABA birding list is based on geographic region and is updated regularly by a committee. Each bird on the list has a rarity code, with code 1 and 2 being common, code 3 being rare, code 4 being not reported annually, so even more rare, but more than 6 records in the last 30 years, and code 5 being rare, not reported annually, and less than 6 records total. The ABA Code of Ethics is a set of guidelines or recommendations to ensure that both birds and birders are respected while participating in the hobby. Individual birder ethics may vary, but the ABA provides a great start or foundation if you've never looked into it before. Twitching. This refers to the act of chasing a bird, especially if it's rare, that is not currently on your life list. Birders who twitch may be doing a big year, or they may also travel great distances to seek a bird that was reported that day or even the day before. If the birder is successful in locating their bird, they have successfully twitched that species. Dip or dipped. This is the result of a failed twitching attempt. If a birder dipped or dipped out on a rare bird, it means they missed it. So whether the bird never showed up, or even worse, it was reported both before and after you went to look for it. A dip is a heartbreak to a birder of any skill level. Nemesis bird. This term means exactly what it sounds like. This species of bird has become your very own personal nemesis. Maybe you've dipped on it multiple times, or you just can't seem to find your lifer when it seems like everyone else around you is seeing them. A nemesis bird is a bird that you have personal beef with, usually because you haven't been able to find it after multiple attempts to go look for one. As frustrating as these birds might be in your birding journey, it is all part of the overall fun, because when you finally get that nemesis bird, it is so much more worth it. If you learned a new birding term, be sure to like the video and let me know what other birding terms or slangs I should cover in the comments below. I have some travel birding coming up, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any birding adventures. Good luck and go birding!